The time is now 5:39 here on this beautiful Valentine's Day. If you have any chocolates in your car, it seems like you definitely want to take them out before midday because they might start melting with the heat we're expecting.
That's right. And I saw something, it was a meme on Facebook earlier today. It was like, don't leave the sweethearts in the car, don't leave the chocolates in the car, just none of it, because there's no telling what is going to happen.
It'd be a mess.
Weather-wise. And this is the time of year where that happens, where it's cold in the morning and then warm once we get into the afternoon. Looking live over downtown, we do have temperatures in the 30s and with a few 40s sprinkled in this morning as well. 40 in Butler, 35 in McRae, 41 in Soperton, 37 waking up in Wrightsville, 37 here in Macon itself, and 39 down in Warner Robins on this Valentine's morning. Checking out the radar, not finding anything, not expecting to see anything, because we are still under the influence of high pressure, which is located over near the Carolina coast. Meanwhile, you go back out to the west, parts of Missouri, Arkansas, over towards Oklahoma. That is actually our next weather system beginning to get its act together and move towards central Georgia. However, it's got 1 or 2 days of severe weather to produce before it gets here, and then by the time it gets here, it's going to be much weaker. But you can see we are on the cooler side in terms of the southeast. Temperatures still in the 50s once you get over towards Arkansas and Louisiana this morning. We will be in the 50s before too long, and then there comes the 60s, and then I know this only shows the upper 60s for later on this afternoon. However, with the southerly wind, I do think we get into the 70s. I'm going with 72 for a high temperature later on today. Just a few passing clouds, calling it partly cloudy. Then we get into tomorrow morning, maybe a shower or two up to the north. We'll say Jasper, Monroe over towards Lamar County. That's why I've got a 20% chance of rain tomorrow. But if you're in Macon, Warner Robins, Dublin, Eastman, Vidalia, I really am not concerned about the rain chance. This is going to last through the day on Wednesday on into Thursday. Waking up probably overcast, but we'll get some breaks in the clouds Thursday afternoon and evening. It's overnight Thursday into Friday where our rain risk will arrive. You see the cold front here coming across Mississippi and Alabama, bringing showers by Friday morning. But then by the time we get to Friday afternoon and evening, we are clearing out in central Georgia. So Mercer baseball gets underway this weekend. Great weather for it on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday as well. Great, but cooler weekend forecast ahead. Now, as I alluded to, a level 2 severe weather risk already in place for Alabama or for Mississippi and Alabama, extending towards the north. We are clipped by a level 1 for late Thursday, so we'll keep an eye on it. But to be quite honest with you, I really am not all that concerned about it. Today, Valentine's Day, after all, 30s into the 70s. Later on this afternoon, 72 or so by about 4 p.m. That will be our high temperature for the day. Calling it partly cloudy and feeling like spring. The average high for this time of year is about 63, so we're going to be about 9 degrees warmer than that with a light wind out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We could see a few wind gusts today that are higher, 15 to 20, but those will be isolated in a few spots, and those will primarily come during the morning hours. Then for tonight, 45, passing clouds, not quite as cold as we are this morning and into the next 7 days. Up to 78 by the time we get to Thursday, with a 20% chance of rain there. And then into the weekend, much cooler after some rainfall Friday morning, back to 72 though by the time we get to Monday.